Hello, everybody. Been a minute. We are back with episode 14 of Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. I am live overdrive, and let's get to it. You may recall last time we arrived in the forest, the Dimwood Forest, and explored kind of this southwestern third, I guess you could call it. One of the 4 sectors that we could explore. And we ended just outside this fellow's house, who's the one where if we click on his house, which I'm not going to do, we'll fight some scorpions. He claims there's a witch to the southeast that has put this curse on his house to make the scorpions come and attack him. I did a little bit of grinding in between episodes. I fought the scorpions a lot, actually, and it only increased our fighting stats just a little bit. We got Garth up from, I think, about 67 or 68 to 72 on accuracy melee, and it took me a long time to do that. So I eventually gave up because it just wasn't worth it. I mean, we're going to fight combats organically, and grinding is only fun when it's fun. so we're not going to do that anymore. But it was fun. You may also notice that Gorth's weapon craft is now 100%, as is Locklear's. Locklear's got a whole lot of 100% going on, actually. I went back and did the same thing that we did with the armor several episodes ago, where I sold that two-handed broadsword that we had gotten down to 25%. I sold it to a store, and then I, bought it back, repaired it, sold it, bought it back, repaired it, sold it. I did that over and over and over again, and got their stats up to 100, and made a pile of money at the same time. So we got about 8,000 gold, which is great. I've kind of decided, though, that I'm not going to spend that on any weapons and armor, because I think it's more fun to just find that stuff. And we're not really going to have problems finding good weapons and armor as the game progresses, so I'm not too worried about that. The main thing that I'll probably spend it on is food and books if we decide we want to grind that route, which we will, but not just yet. But our money problems are essentially over. But we're back now. We're back outside this guy's house where we ended the last episode. Kitted up with plenty of food for exploring this forest, and I want to take another crack at finding this witch, because I wasn't able to find her. I looked up a guide, and they say that she's in a house just southeast, that is surrounded by a fence, and has a dead body out front, which I'm pretty sure we found that house. Here it is right here. It's a different one. Okay, so the witch's hut is just right here. It's spitting distance from that guy's place. We just somehow missed it, because again, this forest area is so open and the draw distance is so short that just never saw it. The reason I can tell is because there's scorpions here. There's 6 of them, and that was the thing that was always missing from the other one that looks identical to this. It was a hut with a fence around it, and nobody was home. Okay, so we found the witch's hut. Great. Let's fight some scorpions. The creatures howled. Startled by the sudden assault, they thrashed about angrily as Locklear's stomach tied itself in knots. As many times as he had found himself in a fight, he could never shake the strange feeling that he was about to die. I feel like if you're facing giant scorpions, that's a reasonable response to have. There are 6 of them, 3 of us, and Owen is going first. I think it may be prudent to Skin of the Dragon one of these guys. I think maybe Owen to start, actually, because I feel like they might gang up on him. Little cowardly, maybe. Alright, Locklear is going to attack the scorpion in the middle of the 6, and so is Garth. Okay, that's 1 down. That's fantastic. And actually, they're going for the swordy boys right now, so I'm going to Skin of the Dragon them as well. Locklear just got hit, so I'm going to give it to him first. kind of looks like it didn't work, but hopefully it did. I don't see the animation. Just puzzling. I hope I didn't just gift of sung him by accident. I think I did. I think I meant to do Skin of the Dragon, and I did gift of sung. To give him health back. Let's try that again. Yeah, I definitely did. Alright, Skin of the Dragon. Gorth. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's what I did. That's alright though. This fight doesn't seem like it's gonna be too bad. We got 2 of the scorpions down now. And I'm gonna Skin of the Dragon Locklear real quick, and then Owen is gonna rest. Alright, Locklear. Let's kill some scorps. It's very hard to... Their sprites are so big, it's very hard to tell if you're targeting them or not. Alright, Owen is just gonna recover all the health that he has spent on armor. Another scorpion down, another scorpion down. I think we've only got 2 left, it looks like. And now 1 left. And Gorth missed. Owen's gonna rest. I'm actually gonna have all these guys rest, because we can't be hurt right now with our armor, and Owen needs the health. So we're gonna cheese. Okay, Locklear's armor is gone. That's fine. Owen is at least back into positive health. Gorth's armor is going to be ending real soon here, yeah. Alright, now we can kill this scorpion. If we can target it. Nice, good hit, Gorth. Owen rest. Alright, he was alive. Unsure whether it was skill or luck that had won them the fight, Locklear set aside his weapon, although he allowed his dead opponent a wide berth while he checked on Gorth's welfare. He needed no further excitement for the day. I'm sure you're going to find some, though, my friend. Gorth's defense ability has increased to 64. That's pretty good. Well, what say we sharpen our swords? Up to 100 every time. I love that. That's very handy. Locklear's armor is a little damaged, but that's okay. I don't think these scorpions are going to be carrying anything. Creatures frequently do not. No. Alright, how about this well? The well looked inviting. Weeds grew around the base of the well into a tangled clump, a good indication it hadn't dried up. My throat is growing quite parched and my water pouch is nearly empty. Shall we get a drink? I think no. This is a witch's hut. That seems dangerous. Let's check this hut out. First, I'm going to search the dead body outside. Has an ale cask. His curiosity sufficiently piqued, Gorth popped open the half-gallon cask and inhaled deeply. Immediately his senses reeled as the heady cinnamon-like aroma assaulted him. Keshian ale. Cinnamon-like. Interesting. I know, before, kind of barley and hops became the standard for beer, they used other herbs or spices to act as kind of like a preservative beyond just the hops, so maybe this is a nod to that. I'm not sure, but we're gonna take it, I guess, and probably just sell it. Maybe we'll have them get drunk before they go to sleep. Why not? All right, let's talk to the witch. A female voice suddenly filled Locklear's mind. Ill has been done me, and I shall not speak until the wrong has been erased. As quickly as it came, the voice was gone, shaking his head to empty the intruder from his mind, like salt from a shaker. He then turned and banged on the door, trying to get a response from the owner. Realizing that none was coming, he decided they should leave. Interesting. That's kind of a dead end, isn't it? Ill has been done to her. It's okay, it's the same text, so we can read it again. Interesting. So something has been done to the witch. I I didn't really look much, when I looked at the guide, I didn't really look into what happens after you talk to the witch. But something has been done to her, and we need to rectify it. Maybe it has something to do with the well, maybe somebody poisoned her water supply. Gorath says, my throat has grown quite parched, and my water pouch is nearly empty. Shall we get a drink? Let's do it. Locklear lowered the bucket into the well. The bucket hit the bottom of the well with a splash, and he waited for it to become submerged before turning the wooden crank to retrieve it. Retrieving his water pouch from the pack, Gorath filled it, then took a greedy drink as the others prepared to do the same. Wait, something! Eshap, we should have been more cautious. There's something in that well besides water. It has been poisoned. Are you sure? Why would someone want to poison their own well, unless someone is trying to poison the owner of this well? Locklear stared at the bucket. He tipped it up and began to fish around inside. When he at last removed his hand, he held a small red berry between his thumb and forefinger. Just as I thought. Silverthorn, he said. We shall have some silverthorn. We have some silverthorn antivenom in our pack. Shall we use it to depoison this well? Ah, that's the wrong that's been done to her. Yes, let's do it. The silverthorn antivenom sparkled. Moving quickly, Locklear poured a few drops of the precious liquid into the well. Then, after a moment's hesitation, he turned the vial upside down, spilling all the contents into the darkness of the watery hole. Let's hope that works. I pray to Eshap the water in this well hasn't already claimed the lives of the owners. I suspect they will be pretty grateful for what we've just done. Gorath's stomach hurt. He tipped back his head and gritted his teeth, trying to fight back the nausea that felt welling up inside him. All color drained from his face. He drank in the air in big gulps, only to expel it again in short bursts through his pursed lips. Gorath is sick. Interesting, he's not poisoned. That's puzzling, actually. And troubling. I think the only way to fix that is with a temple, but maybe the witch can heal us, actually, now that we've fixed her well. Maybe she'll heal Gorath. A wrinkled woman answered Locklear's knock. I see in your mind that you've righted the wrong that has been done to me, she said. She thanked them, introducing herself as Willindi, then sighed. People do not understand my magical talents, so I moved to the dim wood to live out my final days in restful solitude. I just wanted to be left alone. Believing the old woman's story, Locklear said gently, I'm afraid your Haddadi neighbor down the way believes you responsible for his trapping miseries. The woman looked glum. Such a simple man. Men like that often fear what they do not understand. I suppose I should have been more tolerant, but when he killed some of my livestock and poisoned my well, I'm afraid I lost my temper and called forth the scorpions to stalk his house. I didn't mean for anyone else to get hurt. Interesting, scorpion is capitalized, so I can only assume that she called forth the German metal band from the 80s, the Scorpions. Locklear nodded. Here, sirs, for all your troubles, I'd like you to have these things. She reached into the air twice and produced 2 vials of Luden's concentrate. Locklear took them graciously and thanked her as he headed for the door. Luden's concentrate is the spellcasting buff. This. Luden's concentrate uses left 14. On countless occasions, Locklear had observed magicians carrying vials of the same fluid, almost always down in the concoction before setting to work casting incantations. For a brief period of time, the imbiber would seem intensely focused, ignorant of events outside his purpose. So it's Adderall, basically. For magicians. Okay, Gorath, you are sick. And apparently we used all of our Silverthorn antivenom to unpoison the well. How about if we try drinking from the well again? Maybe it has healing properties now that it's full of, goodness. Well looked inviting. Weeds grew around the base. A good indication it hadn't grown. I'm going to say no for now. Locklear stared at the bucket. Moving out of the way, he tipped it over, spilling the poisonous contents to the ground. Then he watched the water as it trailed down the side of a small hill in tiny rivers, forming tributaries and islets in the dust. A scourged look set upon his face like a dark shadow, but then just as quickly lifted. He tipped up the bucket and began to fish around its side. When at last he removed his hand, He held a small red berry between his thumb and forefinger. Silverthorn, he said. We already knew that, and we fixed it, didn't we? Alright, I saved... Alright, clearly it's still poisoned. We're not gonna mess with that. That's fine. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's go see, what that trapper has to say now. I feel like the witch was sort of justified in attacking him since he literally attacked her, but I also feel like they could have just probably talked it out. Ooh, who can say? Alright. Aki was not home. Locklear knocked on his door again, but receiving no answer, he turned to Owen and said, "He doesn't seem to be about. Let's go." Okay, so I guess now that the scorpions are gone, he's just hightailed it. Can't say I blame him. He wanted out of there. Okay, we found a body with a bowstring and a single quarrel. Does a light bowstring work on a medium crossbow? It does. Well, alright, we'll take it. Probably could have used Adventurine to the same effect, but... Aventurine, but... Something had been buried under the dirt. The hole's not big enough to put a man in, so it's safe to assume it isn't a grave, Locklear said. Might be a secret cache of food or supplies. Let's take a look. It is an old sword and poisoned rations. We don't want either of those things. Okay, I think we have seen enough of this part of the forest. Oh, that's right, Goroth is sick. And it is time to camp. And he's just getting sicker. Okay, I'm gonna have him take healing herbs. And then we're gonna rest, and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, he healed. Oh, he's fine. Do healing herbs cancel being sick? Maybe they do. I didn't know that. Interesting. Well, I'll take it. Okay, there's a bridge around here somewhere. We found it last time. Here's that tent where we fought some gentlemen whose bodies I'm actually not seeing at the moment, which is interesting. Huh. Puzzling. Alright, I see the bridge in the distance, down along the river, so we'll just follow the river to the bridge, such that we can. Looks like we need to go around this here hill. That is just fine. Ah, yeah, see, here's the other hut. It looks just like the witch's hut, except it's not. I believe there's even a dead body. Yeah, there's a dead body out front here, too. There just weren't a bunch of scorpions. No one answered Locklear's persistent knocking. After circling the house, he announced either the occupants slipped out of there ignoring us, or they're stone-dead sleepers. Whatever the case may be, we would probably have better luck if we moved on. Indeed. I wonder if that's something in a later chapter. I was thinking maybe Aki would be there now and relocated himself. Alright, we've searched these holes, I know. Now, oh, what is this? It looks like a dead deer in a trap. The animal was dead. Locklear peeled the creature's corpse. Ew. Being careful of the trap's iron teeth while trying to find enough meat to wrap up in a packet of rations. They're perfectly fine rations. Yeah, we'll take those. Alright, we got a bridge. And a freaking graveyard, I remember that now. We've been in that chest already. Okay. And it's nighttime. We'll rest before we cross to the other side of the river. We are going on to, I believe, the middle section. of the forest. It's hard to tell from the map right now, but it appears to be the midsection. So let's follow along the north/west side, I guess you'd call it, of this thing, and see what we can find. We got a tent. Let's check out the tent. The small dwelling was abandoned. This was more shelter against the wind than anything else, Locklear said. Looking around, he commented, judging by the shape, I'd say no one has actually lived here for some time. Interesting. It looks like there's a chest or something. There's a hole in the ground. And a dead body. Something had been buried under the dirt. We got a light crossbow and a bowstring and some silverthorn antivenom. That's good. We want that. We are going to get poisoned. There's poisonous people around here. Alright, and let's check out this dead body. Ah. A little healing potion. Alright. Take that. That's fine. Alright, moving right along. Owen cleared his throat. He caught Gorth's attention, then stopped. How is it the Moradel have scouts here in the Dimwood, and for what purpose? The Moradel we have seen thus far are all part of Delacon's war tribe, though I too am puzzled by the number and purpose of these warriors. Curious. Who can say what they're doing here? I watched a complete Let's Play recently, and I only barely remember what they're doing here. Well, okay, I guess it's not that complicated, but we're gonna find that out later anyway. Just kind of exploring this peninsula and not finding a whole lot, to be honest. I was expecting more combat, to be honest. I've not really seen anything yet. And a whole day has gone by, and we've found practically nothing. We'll rest until morning and see what's up. Another dead body. A little money and some weapons and armor we don't need. They were not alone. Their opponents seemed completely prepared for an attack, making Owen wonder if there were reinforcements nearby. In any event, judging by their posturing, he guessed they were well trained. Oh no. Okay, so we got 2 Mortal Warriors. That's fine. Then we have 3 witches. 3 of them. They are gonna do some damage to us, and then they're probably gonna run away, I would imagine, because they're gonna spell themselves out. Okay, so I'm gonna try something here. There's a Moradel warrior right on Owen, so I'm gonna go into Owen, and I'm gonna use this powder bag. Owen untied the drawstrings which held close the pouch, and sifted through the ash-colored material within. Buried underneath was a slip of parchment, on which had been shakily printed, "Throw in the face of victim, Lornus, artificer of Pelunk." Alright, so I'm gonna use that. And it says choose a target. I'm going to use it on this guy. It freezes him in place. So that's great. That lets us get him off Owen's back, basically. Okay. I'm going to send Locklear back toward the witches. Oh, and they used Skyfire on him. Oh, and they used whatever that spell is on him, too. Oh, gosh. Locklear just took 85 damage. That's very bad. Okay. Gorth, go toward the witches also, please. And Locklear is now frozen. Just from nothing. Okay. Good. Owen has another guy on him, and we're out of powder, so he's gonna run away. Now they're using that spell on Owen. But it does less damage because he's a spellcaster. That's nice. I think... yeah, Locklear's dead. Okay, Gorth, you need to kill these mages. Okay, he killed one of them. Owen is still being chased. Gorth, you can probably kill this one now. Yes, they don't have much health left, fortunately, because they've been casting. So, Owen, continue to run away, please. Gorth, see if you can kill this one. Looks like she's maybe running away. Alright, get this kill, Gorth. Ah, okay. One of the witches got away, that's fine. I don't think they really carry anything anyway. Alright. Now we actually have to kill these Mortal warriors, which honestly shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'm gonna have Owen shoot a fireball at the frozen one. And see if Gorth can knock out the other one. Maybe not quite yet, but for some reason he got to attack twice in a row. I'll take that, that's fine. Owen, go ahead and rest for a while now. Alright, Gorth with the kill. There's one guy left over here. We'll have Gorth advance on him. I think I forgot to give him quarrels back because he can't shoot right now. So, have to look into that. Alright, that guy's down. Oh, we lost Locklear. Alright. A gasp escaped Locklear's lips as he levered himself into an upright position and looked over his wounds. I think I'll amend the plan, Locklear said. My wounds are mortal. You go on without me. No one gets left behind, Owen shot back angrily. No one. Get your things and we move. We'll find a healer for you along the way. You can help. We may do that. We may just rest, too. We get a lot of food and we got herbal packs. And we have healing potions. And these guys don't have a lot. Looks like weapons and armor that don't do much. Why can't I ever back up? Oh, because there's a mountain in the way. That'll do it. Ah, just trying to be able to see the bodies so that we can loot them. Is that too much to ask? Alright. See if we've seen this guy. Okay, he's got weapons and armor. That's fine. Don't need that. We got the witches. Okay, and then we got the other warrior. Okay, same deal. Weapons and armor that we don't care about. All right, witches. We got silver and torches that we don't need. And then that's the same one. So is that. Okay. There we go. 14 gold on that one. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. All right, Locklear, you are awfully beat up. So we're gonna give you one of our many restoratives. And we're gonna have you take an herbal pack as well. Alright, little caring how the liquid might taste, Locklear took a swill from the vial and swallowed greedily, the strange liquid having an immediate warming effect on his hands and feet. Almost as quickly, his many aches and pains began to subside. Locklear has 2 of 108 total hit points that we will use again, use again, use again. Pretty much just going to use the whole vial. That'll get him a nice head start to healing. 25, 26, 28, 29. There we go. Okay, it went from 29 to 35. I think that means he's out of near death and he's just healing normally, so we can stop using it now. Used 18 servings. And he is, yeah, he's not near death anymore. So now if we just go ahead and rest. Well, Owen's still a little bit down, but we're doing much better now. Well, that's great. Looks like we got a hole up here. Something had been buried in the dirt, and wouldn't you know it, it is healing herbs. Very helpful. Let's see, we got a bridge over here. It looks like, oh, shoot. I just saw the guys at the last second. They were not alone. Their opponents seemed completely prepared for an attack, making Gorth wonder that's the same text as before. Alright, this time there's no mages, it's just 3 mortal warriors and a pirate. We're gonna do my favorite opening. Owen is gonna chuck a powerful fireball into the middle. Probably kill this pirate outright. No, not quite, but Locklear will do it. There we go. Nice. 60 play damage plus 41 damage. That's a kill. Alright. They are shooting crossbow bolts, and that is concerning. I'm going to have Owen rest because he's down. Locklear, let's do some damage. I'm going to actually have Gorth gang up on the same guy. Missed, though. This sword probably needs repairing. Oddly enough, when your swords are not 100%, apparently they are less accurate. So the accuracy shown when we highlight over somebody, I believe, is the optimal accuracy. It's not necessarily the actual accuracy. Just chatting with my brother about this. Oh, also shout out to the user whose name I don't recall at this moment, who reminded me that, or told me that apparently we can go back and talk to the farmer from a few episodes ago who promised to let us stay in his barn, and then it turned out to be a ambush. Apparently we can go back and yell at him, so we're definitely going to do that later. Thanks for pointing that out, because that sounds a lot of fun. Alright, we rounded these guys up pretty quickly. Locklear blinked for a long moment. He stared at his dead opponent, pulse pounding in his veins as he waited for yet another to come on, teeth bared, blade flashing, but instinctively he knew they had won this fight. They were safe for the moment. Tripping over my words today. Locklear's defense ability is increased. Marvelous. Alright, before I forget, let's repair our weapons and armor. Locklear's sword does not degrade, like at all. His armor's a little down, but it's not too bad. Armor's hammers are kind of expensive, so I don't want to waste them. What am I talking about? We have so much money. Repair that. Alright, and let's repair Garth's sword as well. His armor's fine, though. Alright, well I can see 4 of these guys right now. Oh, and check the corpse. Surani quarrels. I don't know if we've seen these yet. The work of a wicked craftsman, the Surani quarrel was long, very nearly the length of a man's forearm, and twice heavier than standardized Midkemian varieties. Twin barbs swept back from its laminate point, and were meant to worry a victim's wounds, inducing bleeding and eventually death. Ugh. That would be banned by the Geneva Convention, I want to say. Just like those triangle daggers. Alright, so it does extra damage, but it's less accurate, is basically the gist of it. We will take that, and maybe we'll shoot him, you can say. We got some elven armor. That is worth a decent chunk of change to sell. I guess we'll hold on to it for now. And we got some restoratives, which is good, because we just used some of those. And some perfectly good rations, which is the best gift of all. Alright, let's search this pirate. He has nothing really. Weapons and armor that we don't need. Other Moradel warrior has some poisoned rations and some weapons and armor that we don't need. This guy has the same, except his rations are spoiled instead of poisoned. Wonderful. And there's another guy around here somewhere, right? I think there were 5 total. Were there only 4? There might have only been 4. That's fine. Alright. Alright, moving on. There's a bridge ahead. I'm going to advance slowly in case there is some sort of guardian. I see a chest. I don't see any bad guys. Alright, that seems fine. Let's check this chest out. Hopefully it's something cool. The box's lid refused to budge. It appears to be locked, said Gorth. Gorth said, shall we try to open it? Not just yet. We are going to use Eyes, Scent of Sareg to make sure that it isn't trapped. Owen grabbed Locklear's shoulder. Startled by the sudden movement, Locklear halted and gazed at his companion. What's wrong? The chest, Owen replied. Give me a moment. Concentrating his thoughts, another scene overlaid the one already before him, different only in the fact that it included a man kneeling before the box, a skein of naphtha in his hand. It's trapped, Owen replied, dazed by the effects of the spell. Someone's rigged it to explode the moment the lid is lifted. Should we try to deactivate it? Yes. And Locklear managed it. Oh, okay, we got some interesting stuff here. We have a Serrani crossbow. Light crossbow, that is, which... Base damage is 20, accuracy is -5. If we compare that to Locklear's medium crossbow, base damage is 15, accuracy is 5. So it is a little more damaging, but quite... didn't mean to give my crossbow away. Quite a bit more expensive, or quite a bit less accurate, 10 less accurate. We will hold on to it, because it's probably worth something. We have a sword we don't need, we have a ring of Krondor that we will take, and then we have this, which is a glory hand. Although glory hands were greatly coveted by witches of various ilks, Locklear wished only to put the horrid thing down. He poked at the mummified form. Bits of yellowed bone showed through the cracks in the blackened flesh. The only certain sign the hand had once belonged to a human. So these are gross. They're severed hands that are somehow enchanted. And it is a, believe it or not, a consumable item that is consumed when you cast the spell Night Fingers. I think I mentioned this before when we were in Sarth looking at the spells. Night Fingers lets you steal items from another character, which seems marginally useful. Like maybe you could disarm somebody. I don't actually know if you can disarm somebody in this game, but maybe you could do that. But one casting of the spell consumes this whole hand, and I don't believe they stack. So if you actually wanted to use that spell with any regularity, you either have to stockpile these or just save it for exactly the right moment or something. I don't really understand the point. I think I said earlier, if I was ever going to do a ROM hack, it would be to go in and find the moment that it does the decrement, or the delete of that item in your inventory after you cast the spell, and just turn that line or two into a no-op. Because I feel like even if you only have to have the hand in your inventory, shoot, we're in a combat, it's still not that useful of a spell. And when you add in that the additional cost of the hand, it's just silly. Locklear swallowed hard, with his heart pounding in his chest. He watched the enemy creep closer, fighting the urge to turn around and run like hell. He forced himself to remain calm, forced himself to show no fear, despite the feelings of near panic. Okay, the text is gone. 2 mortal warriors and a witch. Owen gets to go before the witch. Let's see if we can lock her down with a just spare thy eyes. Nicely done, Owen. You're the best. Alright, let's have the sortie boys take care of their respective sortie charges, and I'm gonna top up the Despair Thy Eyes, just for good measure. Locklear with the kill. Gorith, I don't think has a hit yet. Alright, there's one, that's good. Owen, take a rest. Locklear, charge up on this mage. Alright, Gorith. 72% chance on a swing. Let's try it. Nice hit. That guy's dead. Mage is running away. I think Lockie can get her. Nice. 42 damage. And she's actually going for the run now. Let's use Invitation for 7 and bring her back this way. That's pretty good. Actually took her too far. Locklear can't get to her. Gorith can. Good hit. She's down. The battle was won. Locklear's strength ability has increased. That increased a few times when I was grinding the scorpions too. Strength is 27. Actually, his strength is almost equal to Gorith's now. Interesting. I thought they were further apart, and I thought they increased together as well, but yeah, I guess not. Alright, Mortal Warrior didn't have anything of note, neither did the other one. How about the witch? She has nothing at all. Okay, well, a fight's a fight. And I was coming this way because I saw a tent. There's a couple of stumps too. There's a key. Alright, just a peasant's key, but that's kind of fun. Locklear approached the wooden stump cautiously. Seeing that it was hollow, he looked inside. Some silver pieces. Huh. Imagine finding 70 silver pieces inside of a stump. It would be weird. Okay, we have a tent and a single grave. The graves are just so creepy. I just hate them. Alright, let's search this tent. Small dwelling was abandoned. This was more of a shelter against the wind than anything else. We've read that before. Let's look at this grave. Maybe it's significant. Barlew tons. He forgot to concentrate. Luton's concentrate. So there's Luton's concentrate buried in here. No, I'm not going to dig it up. I refuse. Graves are stupid. No, they're not. It's actually kind of cool. But I just don't want to. I just don't want to dig it up. I'm sorry. It just creeped me out. Okay, there is a bridge back behind me. I know that. I do want to search it. Preoccupation had dulled his senses, aware as if someone had thrown water over him. During pleasant dream, Locklear grabbed Goroth's shoulder. Don't move. Something very not right about the ground before us. It's a trap. It's a weird one. Let's turn on the grid so we can see what's going on. We've got lightning traps, we've got flame projectors. It is very hard to see what direction they're facing. So we can push this prism to make this flame projector shut off this lightning rod. And then we can push this prism to block that flame projector. Okay, and then we can walk through. That's no problem. Alright, you boys rest. Owen, we're just gonna go ahead and spam the rest button right now, actually. No sense wasting our food if we can gain health in combat. Is it cheap and borderline cheating? Totally. But that's never stopped me before. There's actually a couple of exploits that I know in this game that aren't simply, you know, using game mechanics. They actually are like glitches. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna use those or not. There is one that I want to try out though. And I'll notify you all when we get to it, of course, but that's mostly because I think it's interesting and I wonder if it is, I have a theory about why it's present in the game that I will divulge when we get to it, but that is not now. Right now we're searching, or we're trying to figure this trap out, so. Locklear, let's push this prism. The flame projector shoots it. Nothing happens, and now these fellows rest and Locklear can walk through. They sighed in collective relief. We're through it, I think, Locklear said, but be on your guard. There may be other traps. There may be. I wonder if this trap was protecting anything of note. Maybe a chest, perhaps? Or 3 of them? Yes, please. Alright, as I recall, there are a ton of chests here, and I'm not going to search that hard for them right now. But there's some good stuff in this forest. Alright, it's a Mordell chest. Has feathers but can't fly. Rests on legs but can't walk. Interesting. Rests on legs. Why legs? I remember hearing this one, but I don't recall what it is. Could be a quilt? They have feathers. Maybe. Rests on legs. I don't see any comforter. Blanket? No. Does feathers have any other meaning than like bird feathers? As a verb it does, but not really as a noun as far as I know. Rests on legs. I was thinking that a human would put it on their legs, but no. It could be like a table. A table rests on legs. But a table doesn't have feathers, but I think we're on the right track here. 8 letters. Rests on legs but can't walk. Okay. I think there was a wheelbarrow clue that had a clause like that, rests on legs. Shoot. Just be a bed? No. Mattress? M-A-T-T-R-E-S-S. Oh yeah, that might be it. Mattress. Yes. Alright. Nice. Actually figured one out. And we got gold and silver, and more importantly, we got ourselves a spell. And it's for Mirror Wall. As far as I know, that puts a physical wall on the map. I've never tried it before. I think we should try it. And I think Owen's inventory is full, which is not ideal. So we'll take care of that. Alright, Owen, time to learn Mirror Wall. We should try Mirror Wall. We should also try... Alright, he knows Mirror Wall now. I didn't read the text. I probably should have, but it was, I believe, the same as always. We should try out Mirror Wall. I also want to try out Assessment. I mentioned in, like, the second episode ever that I was going to try that, and I never did. Next combat. I'm really going to try and remember. Alright, another Mordell box. 1 pace to the north, 2 paces to the east, 2 paces to the south, 2 paces to the west, 1 pace to the north. So we're back where we started. I think it's... Is it square? I was gonna say origin, but that doesn't fit. Nice, it's square. Just teaching us a square dance, and ooh, I didn't realize this sword was here. This is a sword of Kinner. Owen hefted the sword respectfully. In the hands of its dwarven makers, it would doubtlessly have been considered a two-handed master sword, but even the most diminutive of human beings would have been hard-pressed to get more than a hand and a half over its spiral pommel. I thought they said dwarves weren't that much smaller than humans. Whatever. Alright. 25 and 15, so 25 damage bonus and 15 accuracy bonus on a thrust. 33 and 0 on a swing. How does that compare to this Keshian Tapir? 20 and 10, 45 and -5. This is 25 and 15, so it's better on a thrust. And less good on a swing. Is the Tapir less accurate? Yeah. But okay, so the Tapir loses accuracy on a swing, but it does a pile of damage. And it is less accurate on the thrust. So I think I'm going to give this to Gorith, because he has more strength than Locklear and less accuracy. So it makes sense for him to get this sword. Let's shuffle some inventory around here. Okay, Sword of Kinner. Put that two-handed broadsword into the butt. We have so much stuff. This is ridiculous. Okay. What happened to that whetstone? Here it is. Use that whetstone on the Sword of Kinner. Using it up. Convenient. All right. Good. I think we're in good shape then. That's going to help Gorith out a lot. And actually, I want to compare it now. So the Sword of Kinner does 25 and 15 on a thrust, which is mostly what we do. And then... oh, it's way better. 200 broadsword is 8 and 10 on a thrust, instead of 25 and 15. So it's more accurate and does a whole lot more damage. And then the swing, it does a bunch more too. It does 12 more. 33 plus strength instead of 21 plus strength. Wow, that's a nice sword. That's a very nice sword. And it looks cool too. Look at that curled hilt. Scroll work. Ugh. I love these old sprites. I don't totally know how they were made. I know that the character models are like based on photographs. My theory is, I used to think that they just took digital photographs and like touched them up or whatever, but I think, I mean, yes, that is what they did, but I think that maybe they shoot black and white and then they apply color manually. Because if you look at like Gorith's face here, his hair is all one tone. You know, it's like this gray tone in the different values. And then his skin is all kind of like one tone. And then with the different values. Tone, I mean hue. And it's just, you know, same for like Owen's cloak, Owen's skin, Owen's hair, Locklear's hair, his armor, you know, they have like one, if this is the 256 color mode, you know, they probably have essentially different hues with different value scales. That's my theory anyway. I don't know. Originally I would have thought they would just take a photograph and then just like bin to the nearest color value, but I'm thinking that's maybe not the case. The reason I think about that is because I have done a little game dev in the past, and I thought it would be cool to try something like that sometime, but I would have to, you know, have access to people with costumes. All right, Mortal Chest. It flies without wings, drops without fear, but held in warm hands, it will soon disappear. It's got to be a snowflake. Cutting insult, snowflake. Yep, that's it. Nice. All right, what do we got in here? Oh, that's a new crossbow. That's a Serrani heavy crossbow. The ivory inlaid on the crossbow's darkly stained wooden tiller marked it as a Serrani, likely a weapon fashioned for the lord of a great house. It was also unusual in that the bow was made of a flexible material unlike anything found in the kingdom. Laminated resin. Or something like that. Alright, this does 40 base damage. Plus the quarrel. That's a lot. And it's 0 accuracy, so it's... yeah, so it's got twice the damage bonus as the Serrani light crossbow, and it's actually more accurate. So yeah, Garth is gonna use that. Okay, we need to start dropping some stuff though. I give this crossbow to Locklear. Actually, I guess we don't have to drop it. Give this crossbow to Garth. Cool. We'll hand the Luton's concentrate to Owen because he's the one who can use it but won't. And we're going to use this bowstring right now. Okay. Fantastic. We should use these bows. These are some good bows. Should I give Locklear a Serrani crossbow? Why not? He might not hit, but it's worth a try. He'll hit hard if he does. That was quite a haul. Those were some good chests. Holy wowzer. Is that a Is that a fourth one? Shoot. One there, one there, one there. Maybe? Looks like there's just the 3. Okay. Cool. Well, that was pretty awesome. Just kind of wandering in the trees here. I should actually cross one of these bridges that we've found. But I found more chests. Good deal. Let's open them up. Mordell chest. All about the house with his lady he dances, yet he always works and never romances. I think I remember this one. It is a broom. What a cheerful way to describe a broom. A little sexist, but I guess medieval times, your maids are women, whatever. Or I guess maybe just this broom is used by a lady. We're not saying all brooms. But what a cheerful way to describe it. It's just like this is the broom's existence. He just dances around. It's nice. Hey, these are some flaming quarrels. That's pretty cool. They do extra fire damage. The quarrel was not meant to penetrate armor, but instead to set ablaze any cloth or fur the victim might be wearing. Affixed in the place of a tempered steel point was a small oilcloth bladder fastened to the quarrel shaft by a leather cord. Its awkward shape would make it difficult to strike with. Excuse me. So it's less accurate, but it does more damage. Does a little extra bonus fire damage. I'm gonna actually, yeah, we'll get to Goroth, that's fine. All right, we're gonna leave this medium crossbow. We're gonna leave the torches. I'm actually gonna drop the medium cross. Oh wait, no, medium crossbows are worth something. Damn. Okay, we don't need to be carrying torches. We have 3 rings of Prander, and we never go underground. We will eventually when we finally finish the chapter, but not right now. Anything else we don't need? Not really. Okay. Owen, you're gonna get, well, one of you is gonna get this armor. We have some blessed elven armor here. Blessed type number 2. Let's give that to Owen. His health is precious because his health can be turned into, you know, damage. Somehow we ended up with an extra elven armor in the chest. I don't want to leave it behind, but none of our other stuff is stuff that I really want to drop. I guess I don't need this clerical oilcloth. Realistically, I'm not going to use that. I don't think I'm going to use this silverthorn. I suppose I could poison my swords with it and drop it. That keg of ale is probably worth something, I suppose, but don't know what. Maybe I'll leave that here for the time being. I don't need this glory hand either. We can sell it or whatever. Might be worth more than the armor. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure stuff out here. All right, Silverthorn. I'll, I guess, use it on the sword. Sure, we can poison our quarrels with it. Why not? That'll, there we go. All right, and then we'll drop that because we don't need it. Especially now when we get to chapter 3, and that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, armor goes back in there, and I want to keep this cask because what if it is a quest item? I don't know. I don't think it is, but what if it is? All right. Inventory. Locklear heard a sound. Knowing they were about to be attacked, he planted his feet firmly and waited while his stomach tied itself in knots. Oh, scorpions. Alright. Somehow they didn't surround Owen. That's good. Let's do some fire damage. Ugh. 60 fire damage to be precise, to this one. That'll hurt all of us too, but... Oh yeah, it killed that one. Nice. Alright, Locklear. Okay, both of you can miss, that's fine. Oh, and just rest, it's fine. You've done enough. Wow, I'm glad that Goroth has this shiny new sword. Okay, I said I was going to use Mirror Wall, and I didn't. Better change that. I also want to use Assessment. I don't totally know how. I think this is it. Tell me about this. Owen studied his opponent. While it was possible he could be grossly misjudging some of the Scorpion's abilities, he was absolutely convinced about certain facts. Melee 50%. Okay, so it tells us stats. Not terribly useful, but it is kind of cool, to be honest. I'm curious what else we can find out about it. I think Locklear's assessment is better. Let's see what he can find out. Alright, health 40. Oh, we can actually tell their exact health and stuff. That's kind of nice. Stamina 13, so 53 is going to knock this thing down. Defense 41%, speed 4. That's not unuseful. Especially when judging, like, how much health to use on a flame cast or something like that. The battle was won. Search the bodies, they may have valuable supplies. Well, the bodies won't, but this chest might. Pounds all day, beats all night, never rests. Heart? No. I mean, obviously not. It's not the right number of letters, but pounds all day, beats all night. Surf, maybe? I don't know that the surf beats, but I think I remember this answer from before. Yeah, that's right. Oh, good. More potions. Alright. Do we have any of the yellow stuff? Yes, so that'll stack. Nice. And some health potions. Alright, good. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Alright. And the last chest of the 3 is right here. Let's check it out. All across the countryside, to front doors he travels, but you never invite him in. Road? Path. Yes, I remember reading that one a long time ago. It's a clever one. Oh, we got magic. It's the unseen. Don't know what that one does. I expect it's one of the, like, overland map ones. Although he could have wished for better circumstances under which to study it, Owen broke the scroll's wax seal and began to read. After an hour's laboring with the difficult language, he was able to commit the incantation to memory. Oh, excuse me. While the words of the parchment etched indelible patterns in his mind, the scroll grew brittle and crumbled slowly between his fingers like sun-dried leaves. Such a lovely text. Why do we have 3 rings of Prander? I don't know. Maybe we'll sell some next chance we get. Okay, and then there's also some rations that are not spoiled miraculously. We'll share those with the party. Nice, we got some good loot today. We fought some combats and we finally used assessment. Verdict on assessment? It's kind of cool, actually, if not terribly useful, because hitting a guy is probably more useful, but it's kind of neat. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I'll have to try it more. Not entirely sure where it's useful, but it, you know, Maybe we need to know exactly how much health somebody has. Who could say? And with that, we're going to leave it there for this episode. Thanks for watching. Those of you who keep coming back, keep commenting. I love that. Thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am. I'll see you next time, and until then, bye now.